Mr. Mayor, members of the council, I'll fill the time as our esteemed wastewater maintenance crew comes up here.
Well, don't be bashful.
No, they won't be. They're led by our Deputy Director of Public Works, Dan Hargrove, who's our Maintenance Services Administrator, and then their wastewater superintendent, John Hicks. And I'm going to turn this over to Mr. Hicks because he will be able to in a very articulate manner, tell you about the great accomplishments of this group. I'm extremely proud of these folks. I have to tell you, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, when I became Director of Public Works, I put a lot of pressure on Mr. Hicks and his crews to perform certain functions as we were under more and more environmental scrutiny and regulatory scrutiny in our wastewater operation. And they have succeeded and gone beyond my wildest dreams. They have done one heck of a job. They are a fantastic crew. They do a very thankless job. They are, for the most part, unseen, but believe me, you depend on them and you want them working very hard every day. Believe me, you do. And so they've been bestowed a very well-deserved honor by the California Water Environment Association. So I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Hicks and let him brag rightfully about his crew.
Wow, well, thank you, Steve, and good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, Mr. Ochoa, Mr. Zern, Mr. Garcia, and other members of the executive team. This award represents a high point for the wastewater section, and it comes after the investment of almost a decade in improved collection system maintenance for the city of Glendale. In 2002 and 2003, a cross-functional team of employees from across the Maintenance Services Division envisioned and created the wastewater implementation plan. A few members of that team are here tonight. Mr. Hargrove was on that team, Mr. Ortega, and some other folks who have moved on to other assignments in the city and beyond. The vision began to take place in 2004 and 2005. Through a number of initiatives over the ensuing years, we implemented the best practices gathered from colleagues in the collection system maintenance industry. That was largely a function of our professional involvement with an organization that gave us this award, the California Water Environment Association. This is the same organization that provides our technical certifications for each of us in the work group. Throughout the process, we got the people, the equipment, the support for training, and the professional incentives that got us to where we are. Our director couldn't have done that without your support. And for that, I know I speak for the entire crew. We say thank you. An old mentor of mine in another career told me once that equipment makes it possible, that people make it happen. We have about half of our crew with us here this evening. I'd like to just briefly introduce them. Many of you know longtime wastewater crew supervisor Brian Ortega, his fellow supervisor and partner in crime, Roy Rodriguez. And then we've got wastewater maintenance worker Mike Urquizo, and senior wastewater worker Rod Torres, and wastewater workers Jason Badgley, Alfonso Herrera, and one of our newest guys, Dan Ori. We didn't do this all ourselves. The public works engineering folks over the last half a decade have fixed a lot of broken sewer. And they continue to improve the capacity of the collection system. Our mechanical maintenance folks in public works keep our older equipment running, and we've been blessed with quite a bit of new equipment recently, and for that we're thankful, but there was a long time where we had to keep a lot of old stuff going. Our vendors provide the services, equipment, and other things that we need. And we couldn't do the job without them either. Our friends in Glendale and Water Power are another set of eyes for us, and they're out looking for problems. They know water when they see it, and when it comes out of the wrong place, they're sure to let us know. And last but not least, our friends in the Glendale Fire Department, on occasion, have gotten there before us. And for that, we thank them. And they also build a pretty mean dike when we are trying to dike things up above the catch basin so that wastewater doesn't get away. I wanted to just give you a very quick look at where the city of Glendale has been since December of 2004. The key measure of collection system performance across our industry is sanitary sewer overflows per 100 miles of sanitary sewer. And we track that, we compute that value every month. You look back 12 months, how many SSOs have you had? You divide it by the number of hundreds of miles of sanitary sewer in the city, and you get a number. You can see that in the early years of the implementation of the program, it was kind of a roller coaster. In '06 and '07, as we were getting aligned with our colleagues in the California Water Environment Association and learning a lot about best practices, we implemented some things that ultimately got us to where we are. The award represents not only the performance of the collection system, but the performance of these guys here. The fact that they do the job safely, day in and day out, and it is dangerous work. It's at street level every day. We operate big, powerful equipment, and every now and then you will hear about a collection system worker who loses his life in the course of taking care of the collection system. Most recently in 2008, one of our colleagues in the city of Burbank was inadvertently run over by a piece of equipment. So it is dangerous work, and these guys do a great job. We again are very thankful for the opportunity to have had the support we've had from Mr. Zern and the entire leadership team for the city. We enjoy what we do. And we have fun just about every day, and it just goes to show when you're enjoying what you do, eventually you get to where you want to be. So, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
You bet.
Mr. Mayor, if I could elaborate a little bit on the details. This award was for the overall maintenance and condition of our collection system. This group of men are the two-time local LA County chapter medium system #1 squad, and when you get that distinction in your area, then you are sent up to the state level to compete with the entire state. This last year, when they won, they were sent to that state competition. Last year, I think you finished second. This year, they finished first. So this is a #1 medium system in the state of California.
Can you
So this
wear
is
a
what
badge
it
or
is.
something to indicate it out in the field?
We have this wonderful flag, Mr. Mayor.
You sure? Sometimes the public wonders what we're all doing out there, you guys. You know, it'd be nice to have something on that indicated #1 in the state of California. Stop some criticism. Might win some brownie points for all of us. But congratulations, man. #1 in the state. That is remarkable. So hats off to you. Another first for Glendale. Thanks, guys. Have a good evening.